Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about Zendikar Rising. We're going to talk about the previews. I'm going to do a 5-part video. Also, we're going to do a video adding it all up together, but it's going to be quite long, so bear with me. So we're going to dive right into Zendikar Rising and all the spoilers up until September 5th. And before we start the video, we want to remind you that we want to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you want to like, comment, or share this video or subscribe yourself, that will be amazing. That will help the channel out a lot. So without further ado, let's start diving into white. And we have Luminarch Aspirant. So for a colorless and a white, it's a creature human cleric. It's a rare that at the beginning of your combat, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. I really like this card. I think this card is going to see a lot of play because it doesn't you don't have to attack with it, and it doesn't have to be attached. The 1/1 counter doesn't have to be attached to this card. So I really do think this card is going to see a lot of play. So then we have Dauntless Unity. For a colorless and a white, we have an instant. It's a common that with a kicker, colorless and white, creature you control get a +1/+1 until the end of turn, and if this spell was kicked, those creatures get +2/+1 to the end of turn instead. I really don't like this card. It is a combat gimmick, but it's alright, I guess. Spending 4 mana for it to give +2/+1. It is to all the creatures, but I don't really know. The other card that gave him like Vigilance, Indestructible, and +1/+1 was a lot better card. This card is just a worse version of it. It is on a common, so it might be alright, but I really don't like this card. Then we have Angel Destiny. I think this is one of the most broken cards for white on this new set. It's for 3 colorless and 2 white. Angel Destiny is a creature, Angel Cleric, so it does up to the party mechanic. It's a mythic. It has Flying Double Strike, which is always good to have. And whenever a creature you control this deals combat damage to a player, you and that player each gain that much life. At the beginning of your end step, if you have at least 15 life more than your starting life total, each player Angel Destiny attack this turn loses the game. Alright, so if you find a way to protect Angel of Destiny, you might just win the game. At turn 5, mono white life gain decks already have more than 15 life. It doesn't matter how much life your opponent has, and it doesn't matter if this card deals combat damage. As long as you have 15 more life than your starting life total, this card will be making your opponent lose the game. You don't win the game, your opponent loses the game. Or each opponent loses the game. So Commander, each opponent that this card attack loses the game effectively. You can maybe get rid of the guy that has more resources and more power on the board, or the one that you have to deal with, and you make do those politics and protecting yourself and protecting the angel, and the really hard player gets they lose the game. So you don't really win the game, your opponent loses the game. That's for like Commander. But in Standard, I like it. I like this card. It's a 2 and a 6, 2 power and 2 and 6 toughness. But if you find a way to protect this card, you effectively win the game. You don't even have to deal combat damage. You just have to have 15 or more life in your starting life total. Then you have Emeria's Call. It's a double side card. It's a land on one side. The land side is called Emeria Shattered Skyclave, and it's a land in interstap. You may pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters tapped. It's a plains, or that's white. And the spell side of it is Emeria's Call. Pay 4 and 3 white. It's a sorcery. You create 2 4/4 Angel Warrior creature tokens, so it adds up to the party mechanic. They have flying, and non-angel creatures you control gain indestructible until your next turn. So I like the fact that you can play either or. It is a worse Shockland because it doesn't give you pay 1 more life, and it doesn't give you both colors every time. But the fact that you can play it early game and you can play late game, and it's not going to be a dead draw. If you draw it at late game and you don't really need more land, then yeah, I like this card. The cost for Mayor's Call, it's not a like you win if you cast it, but the fact that it gives, I don't know, indestructible to non-angel creatures, and you do get 2 bodies, maybe definitely in Commander, maybe in Standard. I don't know, maybe. Then we have Tazri, Beacon of Unity. This is a legendary creature, human warrior. It's a 4 colorless and a white. It is a mythic, and this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. So for party commanders, this is going to be amazing, because your commander is going to effectively cost you 1 mana if you already have your full party. It is a warrior, so you have a not complete party and you're missing a warrior for your party, for it to have a rogue, a cleric, a warrior, and a wizard. Then yeah, this card is amazing for commander. It does give you access to all the other 4 colors, which is blue, red, white, and green. And it has an effect where if you play one of each, you look at the top 6 cards of your library, then you may reveal up to 2 cleric, warrior, wizard, and or ally cards from this 6 cards that you drew, and you put them into your hand and the rest of the bottom of the library. Since they are creatures, I don't see this like it's not as good. It's not like a Golos effect where you put them in the battlefield, but it's good regardless. It's good regardless, and it does give you access to those 5 colors. So it might be a good commander. We have a set that is based on D&D. It's a D&D crossover later on coming up in the near future. So it might be just a good card that might get better with time. I don't know, man. It's a 4 and 6 toughness. It might see some play in Standard, but I don't really think so. I do really think that it's going to be a great commander for the party commanders. Now they're going to be out there, but you know, we'll see. Then we have Archon of Emeria for 2 colors and a white. It is a creature Archon, and it's a rare. Has flying. Each player can cast more than 1 spell each turn. So if you're playing a curve every time and you're casting 4 drops and then 5 and then 6, and you know, as your turns progress, you're always playing on curve, this card is good if you build around it. And non-basic land your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. And the fact that they can cast more than 1 spell each turn, I like this card. So then we have Archpriest of Iona for one white creature human cleric, so it adds up to the party mechanic. And power, it's equal to the number of creatures in your party. So effectively, since it is a cleric, that it at least is a 1 and a 2. 1 power, 2 toughness. At the beginning of your combat turn, if you have full party, target creature gets +1/+1 against flying until the end of the turn. Okay, so therefore, you only have to have 3 other cards and him, because he is a cleric, so he might up to the party mechanic. The fact that when it comes in, it gives it +1/+1 and flying to another creature, that it can be reused. Because if you keep a full board, then it's at the beginning of the combat. I like this card for 1 drop. Yeah, this card is good. It's probably gonna see some standard play, especially in mono white decks, or you know, colors that you can splash in white. Legion Angel. This card might not be that good in Paper Magic, but let's see what it does. So Legion Angel for 2 colors and 2 white is a creature angel warrior at a rare that has flying, and when it enters the battlefield, so EDTB, you may reveal a card you own named Legion Angel from outside the game and put it in your hand. From outside the game means sideboard. So if you're playing best of 1 in Arena, this card is going to be busted, because ETB comes in, you replace itself, you have another one. If they kill it, you put it in the battlefield, you go for the next one, and so on and so forth. It's good at 4. You know, it's okay in Standard. It has 4 and 3 toughness. It does have flying, so it has evasion itself. Might be a good card to have, and might be a good card for mono white. You really don't want to be spending 4 mana on 1 creature for mono white, but the fact that it replaces itself with another one and you can just keep on doing it, until you run out of copies on your sideboard. On Best of One, I can see it working. In Paper Magic, it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Then we move to Maw of the Skyclaves for 2 colors and a white artifact equipment. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. So it only needs a creature. It doesn't have to be a party mechanic. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, and it has flying and first strike. So it gets 2 great attributes and also pumps up the power and toughness. So yeah, I like this card. For it to equip, it costs 2 and 2 white. However, you know, you're already at 3, turn 4. If your creature dies, you can attach it to another creature. So yeah, I like it. Then we move to Skyclave Apparition. It's a 1 colorless and 2 white. It's a creature, Core Spirit. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-token creature, or permanent, that you don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less. It does deal with a lot of threats. When it leaves the battlefield, the exile card's owner creates a X and X blue illusion creature token where X is the converted mana cost. It deals with a lot of stuff, man. It deals with a bunch of the Titans. It deals with Uro. It deals with Kroxa. You know, it gets rid of those. CMC is 3 and 2. You know, the fact that they don't get it back, that they get an illusion that, you know, it's a 3/3 or a 2/2. And it deals, like I said, deals with a lot of other threats as well. It deals with Cavalcade, and it just deals with a lot of stuff, man. And like I said, the fact that they don't get it back even if they kill this creature, I like it. I like this card a lot. I really do. Then a 10 healer. It's a 3 colors and a white creature, Core Cleric. So that's up to the party mechanic. Whenever you gain life for it the first time each turn, you get a 1/1 white cat creature token. And if you pay 2 and a white, another target cleric gains lifelink until the end of the turn. It has a 2/3. Nope, this is not a card that I want to be casting at my turn number 4. This is not a card that warps the game towards you, that not tilts it towards you winning the game. I'd rather cast something like Legion Angel at turn 4 and get ready for like turn 5 Angel of Destiny. Get ready for that. I don't know. I don't like this card. 2 and 3 is not a lot of power, not a lot of toughness. Can die to a lot of stuff, and the fact that it's a 4 cost, I don't like this card. Emery Captain, 3 and 1, 3 colors and 1 white, is a creature, Angel Warrior, adds up to the party mechanic, flying and vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter for each creature on your party. So effectively, it can be a 4-drop 5/5, flying and vigilance, but you have to have a full board. So you're kind of already winning at that point. So I don't see the plus in this card. Worst case scenario, it's a 4 and 2/2 flying vigilance. So it's not that great. It doesn't have protection. Doesn't have it does have evasion, but I don't know. I just don't like this card that much. Then we have Fearless Fletchling. For a colorless and a white, it's a griffin. It has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on this card, and it gets flying until the end of the turn. So it doesn't have flying itself. I don't know. I don't like this card. So at turn 3, at best, it's gonna be a 2/2. I don't know. I don't like this card. Yeah, it gets better later, but the fact that it isn't half flying, or it doesn't get a flying counter now that is a thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. Then we have Kabira Takedown. It's a double-sided card. It's a land, and it's a colorless and a white. It's an instant. When it deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature or planeswalker. So it does not go up to the face. It doesn't go up to the player, but it does deal with the creature or planeswalkers. So I guess it's all right. You do have several creatures, and you have ways to kill a planeswalker that otherwise in white would be somewhat difficult to deal with, but not really. But it is a 2 though. It's a 2 CMC. You don't have to wait for your turn 3 exile target planeswalker, return 5 exile target permanent. You know, it does hit at 2. It deals the damage though, but I don't know. Maybe if you have 2 creatures and turn 3 you deal 2 damage. Maybe, I don't know. Then we move to Kite Sail Cleric. This is a 1-drop that is a core for white, 1 for white. It's a creature core cleric, so it ups up to the party mechanic. It has a kicker, 2 colorless and a white. It has flying. That reads that when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, tap up to 2 target creatures. And it's a 1/1. So no, this is not a good card. For it to be good, it has to be kicked, and for it to be kicked, you're spending 4 mana just to tap 2 creatures. I don't think so, man. I just don't like this card. Then we have Core Blade Master for colorless and a white. It has double strike, and equipped warriors you control have double strike. So it has too many restrictions for it to be a good card. Maybe in limited, since they don't have a lot of removal and they cannot get rid of your warriors that are also equipped. But in a constructed, I don't know, I just don't see it happening. I do know that, you know, equipments don't leave the battlefield. They can be equipped to something else. It itself is a warrior, but it itself already has double strike. So no, I don't like this card. I don't know, I just don't like it. They also get only double strike. Maybe Menace would have been better. Double strike doesn't give him trample, so they don't trample over. I don't know, it just a lot of stuff that doesn't give him, but it is a 2-drop, but it itself is a 1/1, so I don't know. It's okay, I guess. Then we have Makindi Stampede for 3 colors and 2 white. Creature you control gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn. No, it is a double-sided land, but no, I don't see this card being good. Then we have Pair Tactician for 2 colors and a white. Whenever Pair Tactician, at least one other warrior creature attack, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's a 3 and 2 toughness. No, this is not a good card. And it doesn't gain the +1/+1 counter until turn 4. Because he had to attack, and you also have to have a warrior attacking. So no, yeah, this card is not good. It's too dependent, man. So I just don't like it. Then we have Sahiri Shelter and Sahiri Glacier. So it's a land that enters tapped. The Glacier is a land that enters tapped, and it adds white. Then the spell is an instant spell for colorless and a white. That creature you control get protection from the color of your choice until the end of the turn. This is a good card to protect your angel. And it does give it protection from colors. So it is an instant. So yeah, I like it, because if you don't use it at turn 2, just put it as a land turn 3, maybe. I don't know. So yeah, I like this card. It's flexible enough. Then we have Skyclave Cleric and Skyclave Basilica. And the spell side is a colorless and a white. Is a creature core cleric, which adds up to the party mechanic, and whenever it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. It's a 1 and a 3. So yeah, I can see it in certain decks that are very aggressive, very aggro decks, that they put 1/1s and you have a way to defend it. And worst case scenario, you also gain 2 life. So yeah, it's kind of like a 2-for-1. There's also cards that get triggered once you gain life. That gives it counters or whatever. So you're also getting a body and you're triggering something else. So yeah, I like it. Worst case scenario, you put it as a land. So yeah, I like this card. And uncommon is amazing. Might see a lot of play. Then we have Angel Heart Protector. It's a 2 colorless and a white. It's a human cleric that it's a common. When it enters the battlefield, target creature you control gains indestructible. No, I don't see this. I don't want to be doing this at turn 3. It's not a combat trick because it itself is a creature. So no, I don't see gaining indestructible such a plus for you to be spending 3 mana. It does have some good stats. So maybe unlimited. You just don't. It gains indestructible. You cannot give it an instant speed, but it does keep it until the end of the turn. So maybe there's something there for limited or draft, but I don't see it in constructed. I don't see any that it's any good. Then we have Cliffhaven Sellsword. It's a colorless and a white. It has no abilities. It's a 3-in-1. Yeah, I like it. It's a 3-in-1. So in limited and draft, if they don't have a way to deal with this, man, it's gonna do a lot of damage. Yeah, a creature itself can block it, and but it, you know, it will also trade with a bigger creature. So I like it. Maybe not as constructed, but I like it. Then we have Disenchant. The color is in a white. As an instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's been reprinted a whole bunch. So Farsight Adept is a 2 colorless and a white. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent each draw a card. So no, I don't like this card. It's a core wizard. It does up to your party mechanic, but unless you have a way to punish your opponents from drawing cards, you gaining a card and them gaining a card, it is not a good mechanic, man. It's just not a good card. We have Kabira Outrider at 3 colors and a white, a human warrior, so it helps out to your party mechanic. And when it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn, and for each creature you control on your party. So no, at turn 4, I do not want to be adding 4 +1/+1 to each creature on my party. No, I don't know. I don't think so. Because it itself cannot attack, so it's only gonna be 3 other creatures. If they're there at turn 4, removal is gonna be everywhere. So creature removal especially is gonna be everywhere. So I don't think so. Best case scenario, you add another creature, you give it +2/+2. So no, doesn't give it anything else. They don't get vigilance or undestructible. So no, it's not a good card. Makindi Ox. It's a 4 and a white. It's an Ox. It's a common card. It has landfall. So tap target creature when an opponent controls whenever a land enters the battlefield. So nope. Turn 5. I don't want to be doing that at turn 5 for sure. And well, it's not even turn 5 because it's turn 5 and then landfall. So it has to be your turn number 6 for you to be doing another landfall. Or I mean, for you to put in a land in the battlefield. And it also doesn't destroy. And the other card, it just taps it. So no, I don't think this card is a good card. Then we go into Practice Tactics. It's a 1 white instant that attacking a blocking creature this card deals damage equal to twice the number of creatures in your party. So worst case scenario, it deals 2. Best case scenario, it deals 8. And realistic scenario is gonna deal 0 because your creature is gonna get destroyed. Basically, that's what's gonna happen, and you're gonna end up not dealing any damage at all. So I don't know, man. It's very dependent. I don't really like this card. It also deals damage. It doesn't remove or exile or anything like that. If you're going against an indestructible creature, this card is not any good. Then we have Prowling Felidar. Just the name triggers a lot of stuff. So you have 3 colorless and a white. It's a creature, cat beast. It has vigilance and landfall. Again, landfall. In order to be good, you're gonna be doing it at turn 5. What does it do at turn 5? So you put a +1/+1 counter on this card. So no, I don't see this card being any good. Let's just move on. Then we have Resolute Strike at 1 white, and it's an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of the turn, and if it's a warrior, you may attach an equipment card you control to it. There's a lot of good equipment cards out there, man. And if it's a warrior, there's a lot of good warriors out there. So yeah, I really do think this card is gonna see a lot of play because it's a combat trick as well. So man, there's cards out there that give hexproof, that give double strike, that give +2/+2, and this itself gets a +2/+2. The fact that it can give it an instant speed, the fact that there's cards out there that are +10/+10. Yeah, I really like this card. Resolute Strike, I like this card a lot. Then we have Seagate Banneret. For a white, it's a core warrior that if you spend 4 colorless and a white, creature you control gets +1/+1 until the end of the turn. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. It's a 1 and a 2. And it's a 1-drop, so you can start attacking turn 2. And by turn 5, creatures you control get +1/+1. Worst case scenario, turn 6, you give everything +1/+1. I don't know, it's a maybe. The fact that you can use it at instant speed, yeah, it's a maybe. It's not that great, but it's okay, I guess. Maybe in sealed or draft. Shepherd of Heroes. It's a 4 colorless and a white. It has flying. When enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life for each creature in your party. It itself is a cleric. So worst case scenario, you gain 2 life. Best case scenario, you gain 8 life. In reality, you're only gonna get 2 life, maybe 4, and it's just a bad card. I don't like it. Then we have the showcase promos and the full extended art promos, and that's it for white. Just a reminder, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and if you do like what we do, please consider like, comment, or subscribing yourself. Sharing this video also help. This video was brought to you by Dex and by Game Inc. The links are in the description of the video. And like always, that's it for today's video. We'll see you in the next one, and make sure to watch the full merged video for all the colors on Zendikar Rising. And thank you very much. That's it for today's video. We'll see you in the next one.